All right, welcome to Ready Bet Action NFL Week 3. Man, I think we did great at the NFL last week. I know I did. It was great, man. It was a great week in the NFL. Betting in the NFL has been friendlier than college, at least for me this year. I've been loving it, which is because usually early season NFL is tough. But man, I think we're kind of locked in on some of these picks early. So I'm excited to dive in. We actually have a ton of picks. So before we just dive, we'll just dive straight in here in a second. Before we do, we are partnering with RotoViz now. RotoViz, great fantasy football resource for you and all of your needs there, whether it's DFS, your main fantasy team, looking at player props, those kind of things that we use it for as well. So go check that out if you're following us on like a YouTube or Instagram or a podcast. If you're already seeing us on RotoViz, go check out our YouTube and Instagram, and we post a lot of things there as well. So we're excited to dive in. Let's not waste any time. Normally, we'd have some conversation. We got a lot of picks to get through. How we handle the NFL, though, is we talk about game picks first. Second half of the show, we'll talk about player props. So we will get to that. Mike, why don't you open us up with what you like first in the NFL this week?
Yeah, I'm going to start by backing the Eagles. We're going to take Eagles minus 3.5 at home against the Rams. Eagles have won their last 4 straight against the Rams, and they've covered 3.5 in all 4 of them. Don't get me wrong, the Rams are a good football team. This Eagles team is currently looking like they're going to make another Super Bowl run, especially at home. They're always good at home. They're running the ball like nobody's ever seen. They're not even needing A.J. Brown. They don't need Jalen Hurts to throw the ball. They're still at home again, and I just expect them to keep rolling, man. Minus 3.5. I expected this number to be way closer to 6.5, 7. The Rams are giving up 5 yards a rush as it is, and you play this Eagles team, and I think the Eagles are just going to run it down the throat. So I'm just going to take them at minus 3.5.
Yeah, I think that's great. I think that's absolutely right. I think the Rams are a good team this year. But the Eagles, I think, are just dominant, and they're boring. You know, it's funny. I saw a few people have takes on how boring it is to watch Eagles and Chiefs games, and that game particular. Like, they're actually not games I want to watch, but like you can keep betting the Eagles to win.
Yeah. And what is it that you said like 5 times last week? Like they're trying to scare you away at 3.5, and you should absolutely take it. Like, yeah,
absolutely.
Let's take it.
That's what they're doing, and I'll keep rolling with that. I'll give us another 3.5. I'll take the Colts, man. The Colts sold me after beating my Broncos. Colts sold me that they're a good team, and I can't believe we're saying that. Like, they just look good. That offense has not punted yet. Okay, they had some 4th down turnovers, so they went like 3 and 5 on 4th down against the Broncos, but still, they have not punted yet. I think this is a good team against a really bad team in the Titans. So give me the Colts 3.5 going to Tennessee. There, I think they're surprising people this year. They might, early season sneaky team to steal a wild card spot that we were not expecting to have stolen. Maybe it's too early though. Who knows?
Dude, talk about an easy paycheck for the punter, right? Like you just put on shoulder pads and show up. Just curious, how many times did you guys watch the replay of the last call, and was it leverage?
Oh, it was absolutely not leverage. He like barely touched him and then jumped up. Like, it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous.
I think it's ridiculous that you're calling that play as the special teams coach. Like, fire that man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
What are you doing? 60-yarder? Come on.
I don't know that I disagree with the leverage call given how hard he fell over him. However, you don't make that call in that spot of the game. That is my problem with the whole thing.
No. And unfortunately, I think the Broncos now are in a really tight spot going to San Diego.
Yeah.
I don't think anything's a must win in week 3. However, it's LA. Oh my gosh. There'll always be the San Diego Chargers.
I just have to give you shit because that one time last year I was talking about the Rams and thought I was talking about the Chargers. Like
6 times in the same episode.
Yeah.
So good. But like I don't think the Broncos win this week, and I don't think it's must win or anything. I just think that I think it's tough. I think the Broncos have turned their season with that loss, that one kick, turned their season from, I think, like walking into a wild card spot at the worst to now an uphill battle to make the playoffs is how I feel like that game did. So anyways,
I have a play on that game. Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you hit us with the Broncos game?
Yeah. So I don't think the Broncos are a bad team by any means. I think we've seen kind of a range of outcomes here where they play really, really terribly in a win and play really well in a loss.
Yeah.
And now they play the Chargers, who, man, Cooper Kupp with the Chargers. I'm just kidding. I know he's with the Seahawks. No, the Chargers, man. Justin Herbert is the real deal.
Real quick, he was never with the Chargers. I'm just gonna throw that one out.
No, I know he was with the Rams. I was making fun of myself for.
I was like, oh my God, Jesus. He did it again.
I know, that was my point.
All right, I'll shut up.
I'm trying to be funny. It never works and you have to explain it. It doesn't work anyway. I like the Chargers here. Justin Herbert is the real deal. I think they can move the ball. The Broncos really showed a lot of leaks in that defense. I think, Patrick Surtain is amazing, but there's a lot of other ways to attack this team.
He's hurt. He's playing hurt.
Yeah. We'll talk about that later with some player props. But give me Chargers -2.5 at home. I know they don't have like some great home field advantage, but there is the advantage of not having to travel, the Broncos having to travel. So I think Chargers win this one by a field goal. I think the number's, acceptable in the range.
I agree. Yeah. I think the logical play, if I take off my Broncos hat, which I'm literally wearing if you're listening to a podcast, Chargers are the logical win here for sure. Absolutely. All right. I'm going to hit you with my first play here. I'm going to give you 3 teams on a money line parlay. This is venturing on fat boy parlays.
This is definitely going to be a fat boy parlay.
It's a fat boy for sure.
Yeah. But honestly,
they hit.
Someone explained to me how any of these 3 teams are losing on Sunday. And if you put all of them just to win, the Seahawks, Bucks, and Packers all to win, someone tell me who's losing.
All I'll say is it's the freaking NFL, man. Like
it is. That's the most logical explanation. But the Saints travel to Seattle, the Jets go to Tampa Bay, and they don't know who their starting quarterback is. Well, they might know as of this recording, but they didn't know when I put this in here. And the Packers are going to play the Browns in Cleveland. So anything can happen in the NFL. These are like my survivor picks of the week. I'm in 3 survivor pools, and I am spreading them out across all 3. So I just think this is like every team on here is an absolute lock, and therefore nothing can go wrong.
Absolutely.
I love it. I agree with you. Everything on here does feel like a lock. However, we have seen Tyrod Taylor pull some stuff out of his ass before. And the Browns defense at home, man, I don't know. Like they can pull some stuff out too. But I don't know. I'm with you. Like I think you're on the right side of everything, but there is a world.
Yeah, I think if Baker hadn't looked so good, I would not be putting the Bucks in here. But I think the Bucks get it done at home with the Jets traveling down. So started off with a big parlay. All right, Mike, I think we're back to you. Game picks.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the Cowboys Bears game. Cowboys on the road at the Bears, and I'm just going to keep fading Caleb Williams. It's like our favorite thing to do in our NFL shows.
I don't agree with either of you on this one, but I'll be wrong, I'm sure. I like Caleb Williams. I think he's going to be a smashing success.
Dude,
yes, but he's not right now. This is why
I literally took this off of my card like 5 times this week because I'm like, it's so hard to go 0-3 in the NFL. I can't find a world in which they finally put it together here, man. And so it's quite simply that simple. And then the Bears have injuries in the secondary, losing Jalen Johnson right now. He's still not going to be back. That's a huge hit to that defense. So I don't know. I mean, we've seen Dak go out and completely crap the bed on the road in previous years too. So there's definitely a world where this doesn't hit. However, I just have fun fading Caleb Williams. I'm just going to keep doing it. -118 is the money line number there. So it's really not bad there either. So yeah,
we're all having fun fading Caleb Williams until the day that he actually starts living to his potential. And then Stefan's going to open this show with like, what's up? Like he's going to have some crazy 400-yard game. And Stefan's going to come tell us why Caleb Williams actually did it.
He's going to put this clip in his back pocket and pull it out in 5 years when he's on a 6 different team.
I'll tell you what, though. I think Caleb Williams this week, regardless if he's a good quarterback or not, I think he goes off this week because this game has the highest total of the week. I think Dak and company are going to push the envelope. I think we'll see a lot of scoring in this game, a lot of which will be in garbage time for Caleb Williams.
Yep.
I love this game for DFS.
Yep.
Yeah, so I agree with that.
So I will give a pick. I'm going to go ahead and keep going with this game because I will give a pick that is not anti-Caleb Williams, is anti-Bears defense, who has given up the most points in the NFL, over 30 points a game. Over 30 in their first 2 games. Atrocious. That is absolutely, and the Cowboys are putting up points. Look, the Cowboys defense is bad too, but give me the Cowboys team total. I got it at the sportsbook today at 24.5. I think they blow through this, man. I think you might bet both these teams into the 30s. Like, I think that this feels very safe to me. I don't care if Caleb Williams breaks out and has a great game. That defense, man, is giving up points, the worst in the NFL through the first 2 weeks by far. So give me the Cowboys team total over 24.5.
It's a little skewed given what happened last week with the Lions,
But
I don't completely disagree with you.
and the Giants, yeah. I think that the Cowboys scoring going into overtime and all that stuff, I get it, but like I just think the Bears are not looking great this season. All right, Stefan, we'll stop shitting on Caleb Williams now. Why don't you hit us with your next pick?
Well, we're talking about fading people. I'm fading an entire city. This is week number 3. We're about to go 3-0 against the spread, fading Pittsburgh, because Pittsburgh's a terrible place to be, especially when Aaron Rodgers is there. They're not even going to be there this week. They're traveling to New England. I'm taking the Patriots plus 1.5. Listen, the only time, and I mean the only time it's acceptable to bet on the Patriots is when they're playing the Steelers. Like, I hate the Steelers so much. But it doesn't matter. They have been playing well. Like they have at times. Like Aaron Rodgers week 1 looked fantastic. Jets still covered. I think Drake May is figuring it out for New England. I think we're going to see a lot more from him as the season progresses. It's going to be interesting to see who emerges as a receiving option for them. We saw a Kayshon Boutte touchdown this last weekend, which, I still keep waiting. Like he was another one of these guys that was highly recruited. He was a 5-star talent. People thought he was going to be amazing, and he just hasn't hit yet. So yeah. I'm excited for New England. I think they win outright. I mean, it's 1.5 is practically a pick 'em. Give me the Patriots at home plus 1.5. Let's keep fading the Steelers until they make me eat my words. I'm fading the Steelers every week.
I have a pro Steelers player prop. But
that's okay.
But I have the reasoning for it, and we'll talk about that. But yeah,
Aaron Rodgers, because he's so damn handsome.
It's nothing about man, it was a tough one to make. That is for sure.
Dude, I'm with you on Senor Booty over there. Like I am bought in on him on so many fantasy leagues as a stash right now. So let's do it.
I love it.
All right, let's see. I'm giving all mine. Mike, I think we're back over to you.
Cool. I'm going to go to the 49ers. They're playing at home against the Cardinals. Give me the Niners minus 2.5 at minus 115. If Brock Purdy was playing this game, this number would be at 7 at least. The Cardinals, they just lost 3 key members of the secondary last week against the Panthers. They lost Max Melton, Garrett Williams, and Will Johnson. Even if Mac Jones ends up playing, he ran the Shanahan offense fantastic last week. He threw for 279 and 3. The Cards, statistically, they've looked fine defensively, but they've also only played Spencer Rattler and Bryce Young to this point. So even if Mac Jones ends up playing, I still think at home, this 49ers team is going to handle this game just fine. I don't know, man. I feel like the Cardinals are that team every year that gets a little bit of unnecessary hype and it never pays out ever. And I think the hype's starting to build right now because of the way that their schedule has started. And I think it comes crashing down here against the Niners.
I have a pro Cardinals player prop too. So I'm just like, I got something for both of you in the player prop section. I feel like
because they're going to be playing from behind.
Yeah, dude. Garbage time props hit all the damn time.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I agree with you. I think the Niners, I would not bet on the Cardinals here to win this game. I still just love I'm going to keep loving watching the Kyler Murray, Harrison Jr., Trey McBride trio while they're healthy. And currently that's still happening. Probably
I would agree with you if Marvin Harrison was doing anything.
Yeah,
he's just running cardio out there right now, man.
That is
that
great.
Defense.
Yeah, exactly. So he's thinning out the defense for everybody else. All right, Stefan, hit us with your next one. I think you got a Jaguars pick.
Yeah, gotta go with my Jags.
Wires.
I mean, what a terrible way to lose. You knock the quarterback out while you're up, and then you let the backup come in and take care of business against you. I mean, it was a bullshit pass interference call against Travis Hunter. I'm still upset about that. Both these teams really need a win here. Houston has really struggled, especially on offense. I think that continues. Jacksonville, meanwhile, has really struggled to get the receivers, like any one receiver, really going. Last week, they had 7 receivers with double-digit receptions, which, that's cool that Trevor's throwing the ball around, but we really need an alpha wide receiver to emerge. Brian Thomas Jr. is off to a slow start. So Houston needs this one, man. They can't go 0-3. I think their defense really shows up to play. Their corners are part of the strength of this team. I think they can slow down Trevor Lawrence and company. So I just like the under 44. Get it now because this thing keeps crashing down. I liked it a lot earlier in the week when it was like 45.5. I'll play it up to 42.5. No, I'll play it up to 43. But I think 23-20 is how this one ends. And I hope that Jacksonville's on the right side, but I don't really trust them.
That's great. All right, Mike, you have a Texans pick as well. But it's a little contradicting to Stefan's pick.
Oh, let's go.
Oh, there's plenty of room for a needle to be thread here.
We can thread it. Though, yeah.
Texans over 42 points.
I did feel a little bit like an asshole celebrating the Jags losing last week.
I did. We're like, Stefan is on the thread. Stefan's on the thread, and me and Mike are like, yeah. You Jaguars, like what's
Listen, that just means we get another early pick next year. You know how great we are with our draft picks. Like
so good.
Look, so good. Dude, we haven't talked about this yet. We need the Bengals to win this week against the Vikings in order for our future to hit. This is the last shot, and they're doing it with backup quarterback versus backup quarterback. So let's go Bengals. I don't have a play on it, though. I'm super confident, apparently. Give me a parlay here, starting with the Texans team total over only 16.5 points. When Stroud has time to throw the football, he can still sling it. This Jags defensive line coming into the season, they were ranked, I think Pro Football Focus had them ranked like number 29th in the NFL. And we've kind of seen that to this point. I don't think they're going to score 30 points. Don't get me wrong, but I only need 17 points to hit this parlay when they have time to throw it. I don't see a world in which this doesn't hit. I'm going to parlay this with another team total going to the Falcons. They're playing the Carolina Panthers. Give me the Falcons team total over 19.5. You can get this these two legs at minus 128. The Falcons, they've looked very different than expected this year. We expected the offense to be terrible and Penix to be throwing the ball 50 times a game, and it's been very different. Slowing the ball down, it's very game plan dependent, obviously. Like in week 1, Bijan had, I think it was like 10 carries, something like that. And then last week he had 19. They're going to game plan for the Panthers, and they're going to do that by running the ball a lot. And they're going to score at least 24 points. Minus 19 or over 19.5 feels incredibly easy to me. They've already hit this twice this year. So, Falcons over 19.5 with the Texans over 16.5, minus 128.
Love it. That's how we're going to make money on games this week. Let's move on to player props. Let's talk about some props. We have a number of juicy props for us. Let's pull these up. We like to pull these up as we talk about them here. So, props. We'll dive right in. I think the thing with props is that we're 3 weeks in. It's hard to go off of data, but we're going to do our best to go with what we've seen. Number 1, I will start. Give me a Trey McBride for the Arizona Cardinals anytime touchdown at plus 165. Look, man, this man is due. He has not scored yet this season. He is due, and he is going to score against the 49ers, and it might be in garbage time. But Trey McBride, I love it at plus 165. This man is going to score a touchdown. That's all I got on Trey McBride. Stefan, you want to hit us with yours?
Yeah, I'm going to take Keenan Allen over 48.5 receiving yards. I also like playing his receptions prop at 5.5. Sorry. Actually, I also set at 4.5. I really like everything with Keenan Allen this week. We already talked about how we like the Chargers to beat the Broncos. Justin Herbert is seeing the field so well. He's so good in the pocket. I do think you mentioned Surtain might be a little bit banged up. I don't think he's going to be covering Keenan Allen in this game anyway. I think he's probably going to be on Quentin or Ladd. Keenan Allen has over. He's got. Let me see. I pulled it up. I'm on one screen today, y'all. It's really hard. He's got over 60 yards in both games so far. I think he's really enjoying this offense with the Chargers. He only needs to get to 49 for this to hit. I really think this one is a no-brainer. He probably gets in the end zone too.
I agree with that. I think Riley Moss looked, who's another likely cover of Keenan, looked really not great last week. So I do like that play for sure.
And it's
Mike,
not a big number. I mean, to your most of my plays except for one are like Eric Doran specials. You can get this in one play. You know, that's what we like. That's what we like. Let's go.
Yep, absolutely. All right, Mike, hit us with yours.
Yeah, going back to my argument about the Texans, I'm going to take C.J. Stroud to pass for over 230.5 yards at -110. Everything I said before, if he has time to throw, he can sling it. He's got talent all around him, and they don't have Joe Mixon this year, so I think he's gonna have to keep throwing the ball even more. Last year against the Jags, he threw for 242 and then also for 345. So he's covered this number twice last year. And I just really like him to do it again. They need to win. It's a division game. They're going to come out with everything that they need to pull this one off. So in order for them to score 20 points, I think he's going to have to throw for at least 231 yards. So yeah, -110.
I'm going to give you another one that contradicts the hatred of Stefan's of the Steelers. But I'm doing it because I'm going back to my trends. I got pretty successful last year betting player props, just going through and betting the worst statistical teams and taking their top receivers or running backs against those teams. So we're going to go against the worst, the team that's given up the most passing yards and receiving yards this year, and that is the New England Patriots by far. So DK Metcalf over 58.5. Man, he looked like a beast last week, man. He still looks like a beast. So give me DK over 58.5. Going against the team giving up the most receiving yards so far this season.
I don't hate it. I mean, I had the future on DK Metcalf for a reason, right? My only question, though, is what's the latest on Stephen Gilmore? Is he back yet?
I don't know.
Oh, that's a really good question.
I think he plays defense, so I've probably never even heard of him.
Yeah, I know he was out the last 2 years, or the last two games.
Yeah,
but
I'm not sure.
Especially if he's out, I love this.
Awesome. Stefan, yeah, back
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah, I've got a couple here. I think this one really will hit on one single play. Jordan Love kept looking for the deep ball after Jaden Reed's injury, and the guy he kept looking for the most was Matthew Golden, and they just kept barely missing. The number is only 31.5 receiving yards. He is a deep threat. He can literally get this on one, maybe two catches. I think they want to establish something deep, and I don't think Wicks or Dobbs is really that guy. I think Matthew Golden was drafted to be that dude, and we see it today. Not today. It's Thursday. We see it Sunday. I think Jordan Love makes a concerted effort to get Matthew Golden involved. So over 31.5 feels like a great number.
Way to dig for that one. But
yeah, I had to text the boys. I need a number on Golden. I can't find one.
Absolutely. All right,
dude,
Mike.
I'll just say I love that play. I saw something today. He's created more separation than any other receiver in the NFL this year. They just haven't connected.
Yeah.
So it's coming. I'm going after him hard in all of my leagues.
Yeah.
Awesome.
My next play, going back to the Falcons and what we know the Panthers to be is a terrible run defense. So I'm going to take Bijan Robinson over 81.5 rushing yards at -110. Again, the Falcons have been very strategic with their game plan to this point, and I fully expect them to do the same thing here and then just feed both of the running backs. Algiers line, I think, was at like 39.5. I also like that. Feel free to take them both here. James Conner, they didn't do great like we expected him to do last week, but again, in week 1, ETN put up 143 yards. I think Bijan could very possibly hit this in his first 8 or 10 carries, if I'm being completely a homer over here. So over 81.5, I don't know. I love this one.
And
I have a
Stephon-
Bijan
Yeah,
play
you have
too. Yeah.
a Bijan pick for us.
Yeah, and so I'm taking him over receiving yards because I think he has been much more involved than or he's been as involved as us fantasy owners had hoped he would be. Over 21 and a half, he is averaging I think 60 plus yards a game receiving. So he really was a huge part of their offense on the ground as well as through the air. I looked at both numbers. I thought about just doing the combo. I think it's at 100, so you can save like 2 yards there if you just want to do the combo. But yeah, I'm going to take the receiving side of this 21 and a half at, it's pretty juicy at minus 125, but I love this one.
The combo is up to 111 and a half now.
That's maybe why I just am going to do this then.
the man is going to win some fantasy championships. All right. I'm gonna go back to if you think the Panthers rushing defense is bad, go look at the Giants. Worse than the NFL. Giants giving up the most yards. So I'm just gonna go with it, man. I don't even like Isaiah Pacheco that much, if I'm being honest. But give me over 40 and a half against the worst defense in the NFL against a running back right now. He's their lead back. I know they have Kareem Hunt and they go to a lot of other places, but like I'll take Pacheco 40 yards. Man, I feel like Pacheco can rip off 25 and run, like maybe something happens there. I don't think it's too much of a stretch that he gets 40 throughout the course of this game. So yeah, I'm really just fading the kind of worst performing defenses and taking the top option on the other side of that is all I am doing this week. So
another interesting way to play that one, Eric, too, would be also like doing a Patrick Mahomes over rushing yards because he's really been running a lot more this year, and that number is at like 27.
That's not bad.
And a half. So I think you could play both.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have to. He's got nobody to throw the ball to right now.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about Hollywood Brown. Jeez.
Oh, dude, that one's not
ridiculous. Mike, Juwan Johnson.
Yeah, man, I'm digging deep for this one. Juwan Johnson, tight end for the New Orleans Saints. I feel like I need to specify that.
Jay Trey,
over 42 and a half receiving yards. They've been playing this man a lot in the slot this year, and the slot position in the Kellen Moore offense has historically been fantastic. To this point, he's averaging 10 targets a game, 62 yards a game. I just think he's going to continue to do this over and over and over again until this number gets up to like 60. It just doesn't make sense to me to not play it. The Steelers just gave up 30 yards, the Steelers. I don't know what I was trying to write on this note here. It does not make any sense. So we're just going to skip over that note and say that I'm playing Juwan Johnson over 42 and a half receiving yards at minus 110.
I like it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely love that. All right, Steve, wrap us up.
Yeah, we talked about this Dallas-Chicago game and how we expect it to kind of shoot out. I love this game for DFS. We talked about how Dak Prescott could really do some work. I love every option Dallas has, but I'm just going to take CeeDee Lamb over 79 and a half. He has been the man for this team. He had 11 targets week 1. He had 13 targets week 2. He had 9 receptions, 7 receptions. He's gone over 100 yards each week. He's yet to get a touchdown. I kind of like that too, but we're just going to play him over 79 and a half yards. I think they move the ball however they want, including getting CeeDee Lamb his. Let's go. That's it. I think this game, there's no wrong way to play it. I had Javonte Williams on my board.
Yeah.
I had Pickens on my board. I had everyone on my board. I do love, like to your Trey McBride point, George Pickens is a guy who they've been looking to get him in the end zone. That one's also like that plus 170 number, but I had to pick my favorite Dallas play. It's CeeDee Lamb, but play them all.
Awesome. Yeah.
I think you made the right one here. Pickens got in last week.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he did. I only know that because I needed it for a big fantasy win and it hit. So.
Okay. Well, they've been looking. I mean, he's one of the leaders. I think he's 4th in the league in red zone targets right now.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. You made it to the end. We're going to run it down for you. All of our game picks and player props for NFL week 3. Before we do that, don't forget, follow us on YouTube, Instagram, over on RotoViz, and vice versa. All right. I have the Cowboys team total over 24 and a half against the Bears. The Colts minus 3.5 at the Titans. Give me a money line parlay of the Seahawks, Buccaneers, and Packers. Combine all 3 of those, and you get plus money.
Lovely little fat boy parlay. Give me the Cowboys on the money line at the Bears. The 49ers at home minus 2.5 versus the Cardinals. Eagles at home minus 3.5 versus the Rams. And then a team total parlay. Give me the Falcons team total over 19.5 with the Texans team total over 16.5 at -128.
All right, we're going to fade the Steelers on the road. We're going to take the Patriots plus 1.5, -105. We're going to take the under in Texans at Jacksonville at 44. And then we're going to take the Chargers hosting the Broncos -2.5.
All right. Player props. Give me a Trey McBride anytime touchdown. DK Metcalf over 58.5 receiving yards. Isaiah Pacheco over 40.5 rushing yards.
I'll take CJ Stroud over 230.5 passing yards. Bijan Robinson over 81.5 rushing yards. And Jawan Johnson over 42.5 receiving yards.
All of mine are receiving yards, so I'm not going to say that 4 times in a row. We're going to go Keenan Allen over 48.5, Matthew Golden over 31.5, CeeDee Lamb over 79.5, and Bijan Robinson over 21.5 receiving yards.
That's how we're going to make money this week. Go check out the college football episode. We will see y'all next week.